Of course, before that, the critical day in that red-hot battle at the top of the second division, where 3 from the top 5 all began the day really with their eyes on promotion. And what a day of pressure it was for these men. For Terry Venables of Crystal Palace, we'll see his team in action against Notts County. The same can certainly be said for Alan Mullery of Brighton. We see Brighton's game against Blackburn Rovers. And for Sunderland's Billy Elliott, still only a caretaker manager up there, his team's dramatic game against Cardiff. But let's make a start with our first game, Crystal Palace, who started the day in 4th position against Notts County at Selhurst Park. They've come in their thousands to Selhurst Park today, hoping to cheer Crystal Palace back to the 1st division. But in its way, this just puts an extra pressure that Terry Venables' young sides have had to learn to live with. And indeed, it's been one of the older heads, goalkeeper John Burridge, who's kept them on the promotion path. We see him doing his tumbling act at the start of our programme each week, but he's also kept 9 clean sheets in Palace's last 15 games. And the more serious problems is Palace's ability to score goals at the other end. Vince Hilaire comes back to the side today with Mike Elwes still out injured and Tony Seeley, their recent buy from Southampton, also unfit. This then is the Crystal Palace side, and it sees the return of Peter Nicholas after suspension, a side that needs just one more big push to take them into the 1st division. And 6 of that side, incidentally, having their first season in league football. 2 former London players are men who could deny Palace their win today. Don Masson, formerly of Queen's Park Rangers, in the Notts County midfield, and Jeff Blockley, the central defender who had a spell with Arsenal in the early 1970s. They take their places in this Notts County team, where men like Paul Hooks and Mick Vinter, both with 13 goals this season, could pose all sorts of problems for the Palace defence. Though Notts County, having been amongst the promotion contenders for a long time, have in the last month stumbled out of the race. The referee today, it's David Hutchinson, a police sergeant from Cambridgeshire, and now let's get started. So it's Notts County in an all-yellow strip, attacking the goal to our left, who get us away. Crystal Palace in the white strip with those diagonal bands. County with the blue collars and blue cuffs as well. And a corner for Notts County in the opening 15 seconds of the game. Billy Gilbert, number 6, having put it there. Jim Cannon, number 5, and number 7 is Peter Nicholas. So important that Crystal Palace settle their nerves quickly and play a relaxed game today. Here's the corner for Notts County, and Richards missing his kick completely, and a chance for a quick break there for Palace, but it didn't come off in the end. And in the end, the ball turned back by Steve Canberra. Cannon, Kemba, push forward again for Billy Gilbert. Kemba once more, finding Hilaire with a good ball. Sampson's making a break from the back, but Hilaire will go on his own. And the shot, innocuous, but Hilaire running to the referee, claiming that it nicked off a Notts County defender. But a goal kick given. Hooks again, Vinter, now for Masson, and a chance for Palace to come away again, once more with Jerry Murphy, again seeking out Hilaire, and this time Hilaire's going to find Richards. Swindlehurst, that's a goal! Breakthrough that Palace dreamt about. Dave Swindlehurst, a shine of joy there. Hilaire's work was so important in it. And a lovely turn by Swindlehurst and a raking shot into the corner of the net. So Crystal Palace 1, Notts County 0 inside the first 5 minutes. Somewhere in the shadows is Terry Venables there. I can see Tony Hazel a little forward there, but now it's with Cannon. Hilaire. And Kemba getting in there. It's Ian McCulloch. The challenge piece of refereeing. It was screaming out for an advantage to be played. Now it's with Sanson. Blocked his header, not very far. And the header, in fact, by Nicholas showed a lot of thought, but not quite the accuracy that was required. Manchester City. Ray O'Brien, who used to be at Manchester United. Here's O'Brien again. Vinter. Little touch there to Masson. Might get a shot in here. Oh, hit the crossbar. Well, that stunned the Palace crowd for a moment. And we'll see what happens here as Hunt now gets a shot. And my word, Burridge had to get down for that one. But the one that really presented all the danger was Don Masson's shot. Beautifully struck ball there, beating John Burridge and hitting the crossbar. Swindlehurst. And a free kick. Crystal Palace. Cannon's header. Man. Vinter. Obviously well aware they've got to come and challenge Vinter quickly, as they did then, and Hilaire's onside, but McManus. Goalkeeper always going to get there before young Vince Hilaire, but it's a throw for Palace. Murphy's cross. And another header! And pushed away that time by McManus from Swindlehurst header. So nearly goal number 2 for the big number 9. A lovely cross by Murphy. And a close-range header, and I think Swindlehurst will wonder he didn't give it a little more power. And McManus was able to save it on the line and scurry it away. Stubbs. Played in by McCulloch for Vinter. And for Richards, the fullback, making a break. And what a good break it is towards Hooks. And oh, my word, he's hit the post. Well, they're really having none of the luck. What a great break it was. And there's another one here now. We'll have to see what happens to this one first. As Swindlehurst goes past this man, but it's out of play. What a break it was by Pedro Richards down the right, the fullback for Notts County. And having pulled it in, Hooks looked on the verge of scoring, and I thought for a moment he'd got it past Burridge and into the net, but he hit the post. Swindlehurst with a quarter of an hour to go to half-time. Nicholas with a cross. Walsh with a header just over the top. And plenty of good action now at both ends of the field. Something right. It's 2 very severe scares for Crystal Palace. Twice their woodwork has been hit. And Vinter coming in once more, and in fact nodding it past Burridge, and knocked out for his pains, but that could again so easily have been the equaliser. The long ball forward, Vinter went in very bravely. And it must be like hitting a Churchill tank when you come up against John Burridge in those conditions. Gilbert, Palace coming forward again. It's Sanson making a break there. And what skill as well. The crowd really enjoyed that. Here's Hilaire. Cross again towards Swindlehurst, nodding it down, and just... It was more than just a little over the top, but it was again a promising move, and lovely skills by Kenny Sanson on the far side. And when it came across for Swindlehurst, nodded down for Nicholas, but his header was too high. And back to Burridge. Sanson right in there, but this time, well, his eye was on the ball as Brian Stubbs came in, and Sanson saying, well, there wasn't much I could do it. He was watching the ball coming over his shoulder as Stubbs went in, and the boot certainly caught the big Notts County defender, but I don't think you can attach any blame to the Palace number 3. Playing that one forward. What a big spot is Jim Cannon, and it's pumped away there by Jeff Blockley. And again, but this time only as far as Murphy. Referee playing an advantage there, and that looks like a corner, and indeed it is. 2 Crystal Palace, with about 7 minutes to go to half-time. Kemba will take it. Cannon and Swindlehurst are up there, the big 5 and the big 9, but it's played a lot wider this time to Peter Nicholas. Chested down for Hilaire. And, well, into the side netting, but it hit a Notts County player on the way, and it's another corner. Hilaire hitting it from the edge of the box. That was so very nearly goal number 2. So Kemba again with the corner. Floated in once more, and Masson with a chance just to get it away, which he hasn't taken. It's with Murphy. Cannon, oh, completely miskicked. Walsh, well, he might just as well have done the same himself. Oh, Hooks controlled that beautifully. A lovely piece of control by the number 9. And McCulloch with a shot that's counting off here to O'Brien, but Swindlehurst is back there when Palace needed him. And Lockley will play that safely, I'm sure. Oh, Hilaire, yes, that'll fall for him too, with a chance to cross it in. And McManus just getting a fingertip to it as Billy Gilbert went running in there. Could have made that save, and it fell for Hilaire, and that was a good cross, always going away from the keeper, and McManus was really stretched. A throw to Palace. Hilaire again. Sanson. And that was Blockley's header, but here's Gilbert playing it again. Look at the space here for Swindlehurst too. Well, Kemba. Curious first half that's coming to a close with Palace a goal up, scored early on, and really they've had so much the better of it. And yet, at the other end, Notts County have struck the woodwork twice, and so with a little luck they could have been 2-1 ahead. And here's Masson now, sending man on his way. What a lovely ball there. Is this the equaliser? No, it's kicked away by Kemba. As McCulloch went in there, and it's not away yet for Palace, and it's still not away yet. And that time Masson just wide. But what a ball that was by Arthur Mann. Played beautifully in front of his front runners, and McCulloch it was who came in there, and Kemba saved superbly when it looked odds on an equaliser. And then that second moment when Masson shot wide when he would have hoped to have done better. McCulloch. It's a throw to Palace, and it's leading by 1 goal. Won't surprise people who realise they've scored only 11 in their last 15. It's been their defence that has pushed them to the brink of the First Division, and they're looking now for their forwards to get this second goal. Oh, a good shot, a powerful one at any rate by Peter Nicholas. It must have been moving a little bit in the air. there when Nicholas caught it, because it looked as though McManus made a bit of a meal of it. As the half-time whistle goes, well, a really entertaining first half, with Palace going ahead so early in the game through David Swindlehurst, with Vincent Hare, the number 10, making it for him and indeed having a fine game. But Notts County looking back on twice hitting the woodwork, Masson and Hooks, and Steve Kember, in fact number 4 there, kicking off the line when he looked certain that they were going to get that equaliser. So, with the promise of a very good second half to come and a lot more still to come your way on the big match, of course, and a half-time score here at Selhurst Park in this important promotion game. Crystal Palace 1, Notts County 0. We'll be back with the second half. Notts County with their substitute David McVeigh on in place of Brian Stubbs, who was injured in the first half, and an enormous cheer went up just a moment ago when the news came through to the crowds here that Sunderland were losing 1-0 at home to Cardiff. So tense and tight is this battle at the top of the second division. Neil Smiley. Well, it's a different second half so far as the crowd are concerned. Billy Gilbert getting up well. They were interested but never wildly excited, but they really got behind their side now as Walsh takes it up, but he let go. Saved by McManus. Keep running and fire one in. Mann getting it away here for McCulloch. Masson. Hilaire. Sanson outside him. Hilaire might go all the way. And he dived. I tell you what, I think he almost had a case for a penalty there, but he made such a dramatic do of the whole thing that the referee turned him down. I think maybe the referee was right. Kember now with the cross. Oh, man, panicking a little bit. And a corner for Palace, who really have this Selhurst crowd making a lot of noise and getting truly behind them now. 1-0 ahead. Where goal difference might be a deciding factor at the end of the season, you can never rest on one. They've got to go looking for more. Kember. Come out as far as Nicholas. Oh, certainly the ball hit the man's hand, but here's Swindlehurst with a shot. Goal kick. Ball certainly hit the Notts County hand there, but it was ball on hand and certainly not hand on ball. Man. Ray. Hooks. For Nicholas. Here's Kember. Murphy again. Played in for Walsh. And the Kember shot saved again by McManus, who's getting plenty of work this afternoon. McManus still leading that slender lead, 1-0 Swindlehurst after 4. Hinchelwood. And now Murphy. Oh, there's a chance for a shot here. And well, no words of mine would better illustrate how he feels than that. Because in fact it worked so nicely for him, right on the edge of the box there, and the target had opened up. There might have been a slight bobble just as he was about to strike it, in fairness to Jerry Murphy. Sanson played for Walsh, back for Sanson again, in first time towards Murphy, and they waited, and Nicholas is in there, Swindlehurst is there too, and in the end the control wasn't quite what it needed to be, as Palace now try and set it up with Hinshelwood on the right. Vinter's header, Kemba getting in, perfectly fair header, and McVeigh wanting to turn it back, and dwelling on that ball too long, dispossessed by Swindlehurst. Here's Hilaire. Still Hilaire. Oh, beautiful play by Hilaire. The cross towards Walsh, and now for Murphy, and into the goalkeeper's hands. What beautiful play, though. And above all from young Vince Hilaire. Walsh again. McVeigh, Vinter, and Vinter again. Masson. O'Brien going for this one, but oh, and he's got past Hinshelwood. That's an interesting cross coming in towards McVeigh. Masson's there. Oh, my word. The shot by McCulloch hitting the Palace defender. Richards played them all onside, and there for a moment looked as though he might get through, and he might even now. He might even now. Oh, look at save. And Walsh, what a chance was wasted there. Well, Hilaire performed marvels to get into a scoring position with exactly the right angle, let go a real pile driver, and McManus turned it aside brilliantly. Walsh pounced on it, and that wasn't the finish he wanted. Murphy's header, knocked on by Hilaire. Murphy again. It's a nice ball played there. I don't think he knew he'd got it until it was in his hands. A nice bit of play there involving Hilaire and then Swindlehurst, and a curler in fact by Walsh, which I think deflected along the way, but McManus held on to it. Cannon. Masson. Hilaire will go all the way, and just wide of that goal. Electrifying bit of football again by Crystal Palace, and by this young man, Vince Hilaire. Found beautifully there, and Sanson was going outside him, but he decided he would go his own way. Well, there was only an inch or so to spare there. Masson, but a bad challenge by Kemba. And an advantage played, and Masson's taking advantage of it, but I don't think that Vinter, who's taken a few knocks at number 11, and he's hobbling a bit there. But with the substitute already on, I suppose he feels he's obliged to play out these last 4 or 5 minutes. Including Nicholas on the far side. Murphy played in for Swindlehurst. A little 1-2 there. And to go by Murphy, number 2. Just look at the joy there and behind the goal. Because Palace, in their hearts at any rate, they feel the First Division's on its way. And certainly that was beautiful football played. There were a few on the field, but let's look at how that goal came about. It was a lovely bit of football where Swindlehurst shielded it well, dropped it down for Murphy, and a real rifling shot there under McManus for Palace's second goal. So a smile in that Palace box there. Crystal Palace 2, Notts County 0. South London terraces with 3.5 minutes now to go. Palace has had a lot to do, beaten at last though with that second goal after losing one in the first 4 minutes of the game. It's with Hill, and here's Sanson breaking again. He's got Nicholas outside him, and that's a beautiful ball played for Peter Nicholas. Walsh wants it played back, but he just can't manage it, and it's a goal kick. We're into time, added on for injuries. It's certainly going to be 2 points for Crystal Palace, and it's certainly going to keep them en route to the First Division. And there goes the final whistle. The nerve of these youngsters is holding at Crystal Palace, and there with 2 goals, 2 priceless points, David Swindlehurst and Jerry Murphy, their scorers. And it's a good performance overall by Crystal Palace. Although Notts County can point to a couple of occasions in the first half when they hit the woodwork, and also when a shot was cleared off the line, but they really found that they were under the hammer most of the second half. And I think the scoreline is just about the right one, and certainly it's a beautifully right one for all Crystal Palace fans. Crystal Palace 2, Notts County 0.
Situation is really hotting up still at the top of the second division. We'll remind you of the top of the table at the end of the programme, just to say that Palace have 2 more games left now, at Orient next Saturday and then at home to Burnley on cup final leave. But how does the Palace manager Terry Venables see the situation now?
Everyone always says, oh, if only we'd have picked that point up last week. And all the other teams and supporters are saying exactly the same. It's what you do in the game that's going to get you promotion, not what you don't do. So you just got to keep saying about, well, we have got 2 goals and they played very well at the same time.
Yes, and you're left with Orient away and Burnley at home now.
That's right.
Now, do you set a target for those things? I mean, obviously winning both is an ideal situation, but I mean, what would be enough, do you think, now to put you up?
I don't know. I've not looked at the league again after today's results. I'm just looking to pick up as many points as we can, and we've never set targets. We just hope that we can keep doing our thing and other people are going to slip up along the way.
It's a young side. How do you think they might, if they get to the First Division, would they flourish in the First Division?
I think we'd do very well, but you know, the main concern is getting out of this division first, and there's no point in talking about it first until we're out of the second.
But overall, it's been a marvellous season. I mean, has it been easy for you as a manager with youngsters? I mean, it makes you feel young, I would think, as well. And,
yeah, well, I am now. No, they've done great. And after team, it's their first year in the first team. Whatever happens, they've had a magnificent season. And I'm very proud of them. I'm sure everyone at the club and the supporters are very proud of them too. Yes. They've done very well indeed.
Of course, one fellow who didn't have much to do, but has a great influence today, is John Burridge. Not a lot to do today, but an influence in the side, left, right and centre, I would have thought.
Well, he never stops talking, budging. He's talking, and they respond well to him. They're either loving him or fighting him or something, but at least you get a response with budging. And he's such a good character to have around the dressing room, and he thinks the world of the young lads too. Yes. He's had a great season. He's kept a lot of clean sheets this year. That's his job, and that's what he does well.
Done all right, do my duty, you know, see if I can get back to among the elite where I think this club belongs. You know, you look at the crowd, you look at the stadium, you look at the manager, you know, he deserves to be in First Division, doesn't he?
It's been as great as any club you've been in, I should think, the team.
Oh, well, the atmosphere is superb. You know, I think it all stems down from the manager, and, you know, because as far as I'm concerned, he's the best. The best man I've ever known in football, and I'm not sucking up here to him. He's just absolutely superb. Yes. As far as that, you know, it's as simple as that. The emphasis in the club is to enjoy football, enjoy playing. You know, you go on the field, enjoy the game. Not to win points, not to do, just to enjoy the game. And when you're enjoying the game, you're playing well. And that's the emphasis on the club.
It's a lovely philosophy. Have you taken much ribbing for the scenes that we show at the start of the big match every week, where you do your handstands and that?
Not really. They all think I'm a nutcase anyhow. You know, so you know they knew that.